On Christmas Eve, mysterious lights appear outside of Strickfield. 5 teens step through the gates as carols warp into carnival music. But they soon realize the Midway doesn't want their tickets. No, it wants their souls.
How did you get in here?
Ho, ho, ho. What's that? You want to be scared? Come with me. This is Weekly Spooky.
Hello, my spookies. Welcome to a fearful and festive Friday. I'm your host and narrator Enrique Couto, and all December long, we'll have new shows for you to enjoy to get you in the holiday spirit, although more like holiday ghosts. Tonight we're heading to a Christmas carnival that shouldn't exist, and the price of entry is steep. But before we get to that, I want to thank you all for joining us, because spooky season isn't a time on the calendar. It's a way of life, one that we here at Weekly Spooky take, well, not too seriously, but it's pretty darn important. Make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss a thing. We have a brand new compilation of scary stories dropping tomorrow, and on Monday, well, we're going to be talking Christmas folklore that gets very dark. And if you want to support us in a very direct way, go to weeklyspooky.com/join, and for as little as $1 a month, get 2 bonus episodes and over 5 years of exclusive audiobooks and creepypasta readings. That's at weeklyspooky.com/join. And if you're looking for that perfect gift for yourself or someone who gets the chills pretty easily, head to CozyEarth.com and use promo code SPOOKY at checkout. That'll give you 41% off your first order and support Weekly Spooky directly. They're sponsoring tonight's program, and they've been a great supporter of us at Weekly Spooky, so head to CozyEarth.com and get yourself ultra-soft bedding or loungewear and use promo code SPOOKY for 41% off. The perfect gift for yourself or a loved one, and it supports the show directly. Thank you to Cozy Earth for your support, and to the Spookies for giving them some love. But as for tonight, imagine Christmas on a quiet farm, wood stove burning, snow on the fields, and nothing outside but darkness and drifting flakes. Now imagine you look out across those empty fields and see a Ferris wheel turning in the dark, blinking red and green on the edge of the woods, carnival music warping through the snow. No one built it. No one knows why it's there. But the Christmas Carnival is open. The Christmas Carnival by Rob Fields. Down past the fields where the snow lies deep, where Christmas lights should be dark asleep, a Midway hums in the frosty air. No one remembers who built it there. The Ferris wheel turns, slow and bright, like a halo bent out of winter night, while carols warp on a calliope's breath, sweet as sugar, sharp as death. The tickets cost you nothing at all, Just follow the flyers and answer the call. The gates swing open with jingle and chime, promising fun for a very long time. The cocoa is warm, the cotton candy is red. The prizes are things you dreamed of in bed. And every smiling face you see looks just a bit older than it should be. So if you see lights where the map says none, and hear faint laughter where there is no one, think twice before you step through the glow. Some Christmas carnivals will never let go. I think I know which of my memories I want to tell you about next. Last time was for Halloween. Right now it's the perfect season for a Strickfield Christmas tale. At the same time, I feel this one I've got to get out there. I still see us at the old Strickfield Carnival many years ago, on Christmas Eve. It wasn't the fact that the old junk shop owner, named Isley Tinker, weirded us out. It wasn't even the fact that he revitalized the old Strickfield Carnival just for Christmas Eve. It was the fact that our group came face to face with pure evil herself in the form of the Dark Mother. I don't know if any of the others still remember her to this day, but you can bet many meals at the Donnerly farm that I still do. Was she the devil? We may never know for sure. What I do know, and what I'm going to tell you, is that I feel deep in my bones that our world as we know it now could have ended at the start of Christmas Day. You know what? Why don't I just tell you the story? I guess as good a starting place as any would be the Donnerly farm, just outside Strickfield village limits. On Christmas Eve morning, Carnelian Mirren was riding her scooter out to the farm with some items in the basket in back. As a matter of fact, Carnelian had been spending more and more time out at the farm since November 1st. Actually, so had I. Back on Halloween night, after our group got busted by Rose Donnerly for going into the backwoods, which is conveniently right across the road from the farm, Carnelian stepped up and took responsibility for her actions. Rightfully so, since she was the one who dared Daisy May, Rose's daughter, to go out to Grim Manor. Rose made a deal with Carnelian for coming clean. She agreed not to tell her parents about the incident if she would agree to come out to the farm the very next day and do chores with Daisy May. Carnelian was prompt and did everything she was told. Along the way, she and Daisy May became friends. After a full day's work, Carnelian got to experience Rose's country cooking. You might call Carnelian a bit of a scrawny girl, but she definitely had an appetite. That girl ate plenty that night, so much so that she got a taste for down-home country cooking. Even though Carnelian fulfilled her end of Rose's bargain, she came back to the farm right after school the very next day. Rose had no problem letting her work on the farm again in exchange for another delicious dinner. And from there, Carnelian would start helping Daisy May with the chores around the farm, after school and on weekends. But things took a rather interesting turn before Christmas vacation. Carnelian's parents would have to leave the gated community where she used to live to move to Cincinnati. Carnelian made it known that she did not want to leave Strickfield. You could say Carnelian had gotten used to working on the Donnerly farm. Then there was her growing friendship with Daisy May. Carnelian's parents were reasonable people, and made a deal with her. It was that Carnelian's parents would talk with the Donnerleys and see if they could make arrangements for her to stay at the farmhouse. Fortunately for Carnelian, the two sides came to an agreement. The Mirrans would pay the Donnerleys an agreed-upon sum for Carnelian to live at the farm, at least until the school year was finished, and learn more about the family business. If Carnelian kept her grades up and continued to show she was invested in farm life, her parents would keep paying the Donnerleys on a 6-month basis. You could say it was a kind of work-study program. Carnelian stopped her scooter just at the driveway of the farm. Her eyes went wide, looking at the backwoods of Strickfield. Any other time, Carnelian wasn't afraid of anyone or anything. Though ever since she learned ghosts were real on Halloween night, when we spent our time at Grim Manor, even the mentions of hauntings could scare her. And who could blame her? I think she expected something to just come right out of those woods and pull her right in, never to be seen again. Carnelian cried out in fright when she heard the sudden barking. She calmed down when she realized the sounds were right at her foot and looked down to see Old MacDonald, the family's little brown terrier, sitting there, panting. "Old MacDonald, you stop right there," Daisy Mae Donnerly squeaked out in her southern accent. Carnelian looked up and saw her friend coming towards her. The little dog barked happily and turned to face Daisy Mae. When the little Donnerly girl reached them, her fists were tightened. "There you go again, getting loose and coming out of these here woods." When Daisy Mae went to pick up Old MacDonald, he assumed a playful attack stance and growled. "Don't you growl at me," Daisy Mae snapped. "Now get your itty-bitty butt crack back up to that house, or no mornin' doggy yum-yums. Now get!" But Old MacDonald turned and started running to the backwoods. Fortunately, I was there to reach down and scoop him up. "No, you don't, little guy," I said. "Not today." Carnelian gasped. "Where did you come from, Bill? How long have you been here?" I cradled the dog into my arms like a little baby and gently scratched his tummy the way I knew he liked. Then I handed Old MacDonald to Daisy Mae. "Didn't you close that window?" Carnelian asked. "That's how he got out last time. Also, you do know it's cold out here, right?" "She ain't wrong, Daisy Mae," I agreed. Daisy Mae was wearing her usual light blue bib overalls with a red t-shirt. Her hair was braided and in pigtails. Carnelian was referring to her not wearing a jacket or shoes. "Ah, phoo," Daisy Mae replied. "Cold ain't never bothered me." Then she told the dog while cradling him, "You darn mutt, always making me chase you again and again." The dog yapped and licked her nose in response. Carnelian turned off her scooter. Then we walked up to the house with Daisy Mae. Why are you here, Bill?" Carnelian asked again. "Sorry, Carney," I replied. "I ran into Rose in downtown Village last night. She asked if I'd come out here and put the Christmas lights and decorations out at the front of the fence. She promised a breakfast I'd never forget if I said yes." "You'll get a good breakfast, all right," Daisy Mae promised. Then she turned to Carnelian. "Mail came while you was gone. You got another letter from your folks waiting inside. I'm surprised they didn't send it with your new scooter." "I miss my old moped," Carnelian muttered. "I can't believe I let Cousin Ariel talk me into loaning it to her. She used it to chase down your cousin Madeline and Carter Cross. And what does she do? She wrecks it under the old Railroad Street Bridge. Actually, Aunt Adrian got it for me to replace my moped, and even though I was upset with Ariel, I felt sorry for her at the same time. Aunt Adrian's very strict on Ariel. At least on this new scooter I can carry things your parents send me out for. When we got back to the porch, Rose was standing out there with a scowl on her face. "Daisy Mae Donnerly, how many times I gotta tell you about running around here barefoot like that? Just 'cause we's country folk don't mean we gotta show we are." Yeah, Daisy Mae muttered as her mom opened the back door. Daisy Mae let go of Old MacDonald and watched him run right back inside. Then Rose turned her attention back to her daughter again. "And you're even running around out here with no jacket," Rose yelled. "What am I gonna do with you, child?" She pointed to the barn. "Get your butt in there and get you some shoes and a jacket on. You want to be sick come Christmas tomorrow?" Daisy Mae looked at her mother, stuck out her tongue, and then she laughed as she turned and ran. Before long, Straight, Rose's husband, looked outside. When she saw him, she pointed at Daisy Mae. "You see what that child of yours is doing?" Straight was always an easygoing kind of person. He just simply shrugged and told her, "You done put your fire into her, dear." Rose scowled at him for a moment before she conceded, "I suppose you're right." Straight came out and called to Daisy Mae. "Come on, little lady. Get in that barn and do what Ma tells you. She's right, it's plumb cold out here. You see Bill and Carney wearing their jackets? They know better." Daisy Mae stopped and faced her dad. "But I'm fine out here, Pa." "Now, Daisy Mae, or you can just forget about that fresh pumpkin pie you wanted for dessert tonight," Rose bribed. It worked because Daisy Mae walked straight to the barn. Then Rose gently nudged Carnelian and me. "Make sure she does it, would ya?" Carnelian nodded. "Here's the stuff you wanted me to pick up, Rose." She handed her the change and the receipt. Straight went and took the items out of Carnelian's scooter basket. She motioned for me to come with her to the barn. As soon as we were inside, we turned and walked upstairs to the top floor. Daisy Mae was in her bedroom, putting her sneakers on. "What's up, guys?" Daisy Mae asked. "Oh, right. Ma told you both to come look in on me." "There's no fooling you," Carnelian replied. "I can't believe you have your room in this barn instead of in the house. I know I'm living here now too, but still. How come your bedroom's in this barn?" I asked. "Guess my folks ain't told you." Daisy Mae stood up after finishing with her sneakers. "This barn used to be the farmhouse. Granny Donnerly had a lot of money to burn, so she built the farmhouse we's living in right now. Then she turned this old place into the new barn and leveled the old one. Everything on this floor still works good, so the folks kinda let me have it. Old MacDonald sleeps up here with me since he don't want to be alone at night. Speaking of which, how you liking living here with us country folk, Carney? Or is living near them woods just a bit too scary for you now?" Carnelian took a deep breath. "No, I'll be all right, as long as we never go in there. Anyway, I don't know why farm life bit me the way it did. I'll admit I really love your mom's cooking, but it's more than that. There's just that atmosphere of being around the fields, all the animals, the chickens, even hearing that rooster at the crack of dawn, I just feel like I want to be here, Daisy May. Yeah, you got the feeling, Daisy May agreed. Or you wouldn't have come back after Ma put you to work after Halloween. She pointed to Carnelian. You're even dressing like country folk, too. Carnelian went from her dignified suits to wearing jeans, flannel shirts, a jean jacket, and sneakers. Come on, kids, let's get a move on, Rose called. Chores gotta be done before breakfast. Bill, you better be done with them decorations. They're finished, I called back. You can go see for yourself, and I'll help with the chores. We better get to doing 'em, Daisy May said. Ma don't like telling us twice. You know that, Carney. Carnelian raised her finger. But first, she handed Daisy May her jacket. You heard what your mom said. Ah, foo. After Daisy May put her jean jacket on, the three of us went downstairs and began the morning chores. I assumed that Rose liked the job I did since she didn't give me a hard time about it. As for the chores, we got done with those quicker with me helping. When we were finished, Carnelian took out her phone and opened up Facebook. Hey, check this out. Jinx posted something about some Christmas bazaar going on at Gunter's Square today. Yeah, I see it too, I said, looking at my own Facebook. Jasper tagged all of us. Daisy May came up by Carnelian, who turned her phone to let her see. Might as well, Daisy May said, unless you all got other things to do. We made plans to go to the bazaar. Then I added, we should see if Truck wants to go. I'm texting him right now, Carnelian said. I'll also let Jinx know we're doing the bazaar. Then she gave me her evil smirk. It's only right since we all know she's so sweet on you, Bill. I groaned. Why are you so cruel, Carney? We all know that girl ain't right. Daisy May snickered as she bumped Carnelian's shoulder. Just don't let her shake your hand. Carnelian pointed right at her. Don't you even go there, country mouse. Daisy May looked my way. Jinx had a pack of gum at school. She let me have a stick. When she let Carney have the last one, Carnelian finished by growling. It had a spring-like mousetrap thing that snapped on my thumb. You'd think I'd remember by now that Jinx is a prankster. I sigh. Fine, invite her along. I mean, the bazaar was her find. Just then, we heard the back door open. Okay, kids, come and get it. Carnelian's mood changed fast when she smelled breakfast. Oh, I hope that's pancakes. Smells like it to me, Daisy May replied. Come on, let's eat. You don't have to tell me twice, I agree. Rose stepped aside to let us come in to the big breakfast spread that awaited us. There were definitely buttermilk pancakes among other things. If you didn't get full eating at the Donnerleys' table, well, that was your own fault. That afternoon, we met up with Jasper Jinx and Rodney Truck Tucker. As usual, Jasper wore her 1980s style clothes. Her hair looked like Madonna's from her first album. Carnelian and Daisy May both snickered as soon as Jasper saw me. Sure enough, she blushed and smiled, and before I knew it, Jasper snatched my shoulders and planted one on my cheek. That's for always going to the movies with me, she gushed. Truth was, I just never knew how to tell her no. Believe me, I didn't call Jasper Jinx my girlfriend, but it just wasn't right to lie to her. My parents taught me better than that. Truck got his nickname because he was the tallest and strongest kid at Strickfield Junior High. Football season was over for both him and Daisy May until 8th grade. Every time he and Daisy May got together, they always did a high five. You couldn't really blame them since the Villagers won the state championship. Truck didn't go for basketball since he wasn't a fan. Our group walked around Gunter Square and checked out the different vendors on site. It took some time to walk up and down the sections. Even though the three of us had a nice breakfast at the Donnerly farm, we all ended up buying some kettle corn from the vendor who was making it fresh right there. Later we left Gunter Square and walked around downtown Village. It was getting close to 4:30 and starting to get dark. We talked about heading to Roth's Rings, maybe even Bobbletopia or Strickfield Video, when this flyer blew up from the street and landed right on Truck's chest. He peeled it off his jacket and looked at it. "Funny, I thought the Strickfield Carnival was closed," he muttered. "This flyer's saying there's a Christmas Carnival going on there tonight." "What?" Carnelian asked in disbelief. "Isn't that place supposed to be just Strickfield legend? I mean, you can read about it on the university's website, and it's under the legends category. It can't be real, can it?" "Well, where'd this flyer come from then?" Truck wondered. "It looks like it was just printed." "Let me see that," Jasper said, taking it from him. We all looked at her when she smelled the paper. "Yeah, this is definitely not photocopied." A few of us moved by Jasper so we could read it. "It says the old Strickfield Carney, all right," Daisy May said. Then she went and looked around to see if there were other flyers. After checking out a few streetlight poles, she returned. "Don't see nothing, 'cept the one Truck got." Carnelian had her phone out. "I'm looking at the university's website. It says the old carnival was located about a mile from Denoyer's Grill on Indian Hollow Road. It was owned by Belden Carnavash and opened during the days of the Great Depression. It was a huge thing in Feltner County. The carnival started to fall on hard times in their last years. To help bring in more money, Belden Carnavash kept the carnival open during weekends in October, even adding a Halloween theme to it. He also invested in new fun houses to add to the scariness. Even though it brought in more people, it lost even more money. It was discovered that someone was embezzling from the carnival, which finally closed for good on Halloween in 1955. Carnelian looked up from her phone. "And it hasn't been open again since." "Unless someone printed that flyer up as some kind of joke," I muttered. "But why go to all that trouble to do that? And for a Christmas-themed event? I don't know, but I wouldn't mind seeing it for myself," Daisy May said. We were all looking at each other. Then Carnelian's eyes went wide as she pointed to Daisy May. "No way, I am not going to any place that has ghosts. I'll walk back to the farm and—" Jasper turned to face Carnelian. "You really think it's still the haunted carnival from back in the day?" Carnelian got frustrated. "I don't know, Jinx. I just know I'm not going anywhere near where there could even potentially be ghosts. I definitely got my fill from our little Halloween night at Grim Manor. But Jasper showed her mischievous face. If you did come, she pointed at Truck, you'd have your big, strong man there to protect you. She was referring to when Carnelian felt safe in Truck's arms at that very night in Grim Manor. Carnelian growled, "Seriously, why do I put up with you?" Suddenly, Jasper grabbed Carnelian's hand and shook it. Once again, she got her with the shock buzzer. When she let go, she quickly sprang away. "Yeah, you better run," Carnelian snapped. "Easy there, Carney," Truck told her. "Ain't nobody gonna make you go out there if you don't wanna. At least, I ain't gonna make ya." Daisy May raised her finger. "Oh, I guarantee Carney'll come out there with us." Carnelian put her fists on her hips. "And why would I do something so stupid, country mouse?" "'Cause you'd have to explain to my folks why you came home, and I didn't," Daisy May said simply. "What you gonna tell 'em? That you left little old me to go off to what might be a haunted carny? Imagine what they'd say." "But why do we have to go to this thing?" Carnelian groaned. "Just because we saw some dumb flyer? You people heard what I read off the website." Carnelian was getting hysterical. Truck came to her rescue again and held her. "It's all right. We're here in downtown Village. Ain't no ghosts around here. At least, not while it's still daylight." "I've never heard anything about ghosts around here at night either," I add. "Besides, Carney, none of us is committed to going to this Christmas Carnival." "But what if the Christmas Carnival is the real thing?" Jasper asked eagerly. "It might be something we ain't never seen before." Carnelian growled and held up her phone. "Again, weren't you listening when I read about the Strickfield Carnival off here?" Daisy May folded her arms in front of her. "And what if somebody bought that Carnavash Carnival and fixed it all up? Don't you at least want to see it, Carney?" "No!" Carnelian belted out. Daisy May laughed again. "Like I was saying, you gotta go with me, or you're gonna be explaining to my folks why I ain't with you." Truck tried to be the voice of reason. "Aw, come on, Daisy May." "Come on, nothing," Daisy May returned. "I want to see this Christmas Carnival, and I'm gonna." Daisy May shrieked when Truck easily lifted her up to face him. "Do I gotta take you back home, my, Truck was looking Daisy May right in the face. I don't know about the others, but I knew Truck had a thing for her. Daisy May was just as close to him as she was to Carnelian. "You put me down right now, Truck!" Daisy May fired. Truck shook his head quickly. "No way, girl. I'll put you on my shoulder and carry you all the way back to your farmhouse." But Truck forgot just how wily Daisy May could be. She gave him her evil look before she belted out a scream that nearly sounded like Coach Neefer's whistle. Truck got startled enough to lose his hold on Daisy May. She dropped to her feet and looked at us. Nah, can't catch me," she squeaked and ran off. Unfortunately, Daisy May was right. Even though she was one of the 3 Donnerly triplets, each of them had different characteristics. Daisy May was easily the most mischievous, possibly the one who wasn't scared of anything, and she was fast on her feet. The only one I knew who might likely catch her would be Ariel Mirren, but she wasn't anywhere close by. Carnelian was easily the second fastest of us, but even she couldn't so much as put a hand on Daisy May. We chased her through downtown village and even back through the Christmas bazaar. After leaving Gunter Square, Carnelian came the closest to Daisy May again. Then she went for it all and tried to tackle her. But Daisy May showed Carnelian why she was an instant sensation on our football team last fall. She sprang up and watched Carnelian slide underneath her. Fast as fast can be! Daisy May shrieked when Truck snatched her up and placed her over his shoulder. You put me down right now, you big snake in the grass! Then she howled and started squirming. Nothing doin', Daisy May, Truck replied. We already done seen ghosts on Halloween night. Assuming Carney's right about that carnival, I ain't getting up in front of no ghosts. Not again. Daisy May was still squirming. You and Carney are both yella. Then she growled and thrashed more. Let me go, Truck. You gonna be might sorry. Let's get her back to the farmhouse, Carnelian said. Can you hold on to her that long, Truck? Jasper asked uneasily. She's always fussing like this, but I can handle her, Truck assured us. Daisy May growled again and started pounding Truck's back with her tiny fists. Fortunately, that was one common thing with the Donnerly triplets. None of them were any stronger than the other two. Daisy May's fists felt like feathers against Truck's strong back. But Daisy May wasn't finished yet. She stuck her finger in her mouth, and then right in Truck's ear, which was called, in case you weren't aware, a wet willy. What the? Truck cried out. She laughed as she twisted her finger, making him lose his concentration. Daisy May finally got loose and landed just in front of him. Get her, Bill! Carnelian yelled. Daisy May took off running again. We were in hot pursuit. I think Daisy May remembered where Carnelian had said the old carnival was, because she turned right down Harlow Road and started running toward Denoyer's Grill. She fully intended to get to Indian Hollow Road. Daisy May's just way too fast, I groaned. Now you know firsthand why we won the state football championship, Truck pointed out. Ain't nobody can catch Daisy May. Then she turned around to put her thumbs in her ears. From there, she turned back around and started skipping along. She was definitely taunting us, for sure. Jasper stopped and started gasping for breath. I can't run no more. Go on, I'll catch up to you. No, you won't, I told her. You're definitely no athlete. Jasper gave me a weird look. Gee, Bill, you think? Carnelian growled, tightened her fists, and sprinted after Daisy May with everything she could muster. Truck and I wanted to call out to her, but Carnelian was just as stubborn as Daisy May. Once either of those girls got something in their heads, they were seeing it through. To be honest, I felt deep down their efforts to catch Daisy May would be for nothing. And then, got you! Hey, no fair! Daisy May cried out. Let me go, you Hickenbottom! Never, Carnelian declared. Jasper waved for us to forget about me. Go help Carney. Seeing Jasper would be okay, Truck and I went to the wrestling girls. Carnelian backed off once Truck had hold of her again. How'd you get Daisy May, Carney? Truck asked. 'Cause she cheated, Daisy May growled. Carnelian pointed at her. Cheated nothing. You got too overconfident with your skipping and dancing. That's how I caught you. And now I've got you again, Daisy May, Truck told her. No way we're going to no ghost carnival. Daisy May pounded her little fists against Truck's back again. Let me go, you big bully. You just wait till I get down from here. Carnelian stopped Daisy May before she could give Truck another wet willy. Nope. And now we are going back. I just want to see the Christmas Carnival, Daisy yelled. You got no right holding me like this. She roared and thrashed in Truck's arms harder and harder. I'm going to that carnival. Daisy May finally broke free and slid to the snowy grass below. Then she got up and ran off again. With the chase being on, Daisy May led us further down Harlow Road. We knew we were getting close to Indian Hollow Road when we saw the lighted sign of Denoyer's Grill. Daisy May was too determined to play around with us this time. You got another burst of speed in you, Carney? Truck asked. That was it, she muttered. Hold it, stop. Jinx is out of breath again. As Jasper was gasping, Truck lowered himself and let her climb up on his back. She held on as he easily carried her. I'm sorry, you guys, she said. I just ain't no runner. That's obvious, Carnelian replied. We can follow Daisy May's tracks, I said, pointing them out on the snowy sidewalk. We eventually reached Daisy May as she stood at the guardrail on Indian Hollow Road. You guys have got to take a look at this, Daisy May gasped, pointing down the slope. We all looked, but we weren't believing it. The picture on the Strickfield University website showed the old carnival as being decrepit and long since departed. You would never have known that if you would have seen what we were seeing. The Strickfield Carnival was brightly lit. The rides were definitely going. We could actually see people down there moving around. The carnival didn't look like a summer attraction, however. It was like the bright lights of summer were taken down and replaced by Christmas colors. Carnelian shook her head quickly. There's just no way. Sure looks like it to me, Jasper disagreed. You think that's really a ghost carnival? Truck asked quietly. Only one way to find out, Daisy May replied, and before any of us could stop her, she leapt right over the guardrail. Then she sat down and slid down the snowy hill with a lively whee! Aw, come on, Daisy May, Truck groaned. Carnelian shook her head again. There is no way you're getting me to go to a ghost carnival. We looked to see Carnelian holding herself. We gotta go after Daisy May, I reminded her. She shook her head faster. No, Bill, no. Don't you understand? I can't be around ghosts ever again. Jasper came down off the truck. Daisy May's our friend, Carney. She pointed at her. And you live with her now. I know you're doing a kind of work-study program, but you still gotta be part of her family. She raised her finger. And don't forget what her parents will do if you come home without her. Carnelian gave Jasper her meanest look. I really hate you, Jinx. Jasper grinned. 'Cause you know I'm right. Truck spoke up. Fine, Carney. You can stay up here. Yeah, if we don't come back, you'll have to get help, I added. I'm coming too, Jasper snapped. Then she stood in front of me. I couldn't possibly leave you to go alone. But I'm not, I stammered. I'll be with Truck here. Again, I didn't have a romantic interest in Jasper Jinx. Still, that crazy girl had a way of getting to me. Probably that part of her that was hard to read. The part I thought made her crazy. When I realized Jasper was taking my hand, I cried out and staggered back. Now I was tumbling over the guardrail and down the hill. Eventually, I was flat on my back. "You okay, buddy?" Truck asked, helping me to my feet. I gasped when Jasper suddenly wrapped her arms around me. "You'd better be. I love going to the movies with you, Bill." Then she squeezed me. I humored her and patted her on the back gently. Let's find Daisy May first, okay?" Jasper finally let me go, but not before she pecked my cheek again. Why me? I wondered to myself. We turned to look at the Christmas Carnival. "Guess we're going in," Truck muttered. "Yup," I agreed reluctantly. We had only taken a few short steps toward the carnival when we heard, "Wait up, you guys!" We stopped and turned around to see Carnelian had finished sliding down the hill. "I'm coming in there with you," she groaned. "But I don't have to like it." "You could have just stayed upside like I said," Truck reminded. Carnelian pointed at Jasper. "You can thank this fruitcake here." Jasper brightened up. I love Grandma's Christmas fruitcake." Carnelian growled, made a snowball, and threw it at her. "Can you be serious for once in your life, Jinx?" Jasper laughed. "This is my serious side, Carney." She raised her finger. "Laughter's good for the soul, as my mom loves to say. In fact, that's the Jinx motto." "You sure you want to come?" Truck asked Carnelian directly. "I'll just stay close to you if that's okay," she stammered. Truck sighed and took her hand. "Come on then." Carney was scared. No two ways about it. I could see how much she squeezed Truck's hand. Still, she didn't complain. Soon, we were finally entering the Christmas Carnival. We already heard the music from Indian Hollow Road. It was carnival versions of popular Christmas carols blaring through the midway. Right now, Jingle Bells was playing. We could see food stands selling Christmas-themed items. There were carnival games. Even the High Striker game was flashing red and green Christmas colors. As for people, we weren't the only ones there. But just looking at them, you knew something wasn't right. I couldn't put my finger on it, but I had the feeling we were going to find out before too long. What I could tell you about the people was that many of them were wearing different fashions, like they came here from different times or something. You should have seen the way they were looking at us. Okay, no, the way they were looking at Jasper. The rest of us could blend in okay. Truck, Daisy May, and Carnelian were wearing farm clothes. I was wearing my usual white t-shirt with jeans and a leather jacket with boots. Everybody else acted like the 1980s fashions Jasper was wearing were too weird for them. I even heard a woman ask her if Jasper had stuck her finger in a light socket to get her Madonna-esque hair. Another one commented on her makeup. Jasper must have heard them herself because she got defensive. Yeah? Well, at least I don't buy my clothes from the local thrift store like you. When people gave Jasper more weird looks, Carnelian even noticed. Maybe they did, and you hurt their feelings, Jinx. But Daisy May wasn't deterred. Well, since we's here, we might as well have some fun. Carnelian remembered herself now. On second thought, shut up, Jinx. If these people are ghosts, we might just be asking for it. Daisy May rolled her eyes. Looky here, Carney. Them people's eatin' food they just got from that stand. Far as I know, ghosts can't eat nothing. Yeah, well, I'd be lying if I said I didn't think something was wrong here, I admitted. Gee, you think? Carnelian muttered. When I went to argue with her, she snuggled in closer to Truck. Hey now, girl, you might want to ease up a little, he told her. Don't worry, I won't let nothing hurt you. We heard some man call us over. Looking at him, you'd have sworn he looked kind of like Popeye, except he wore a flannel shirt with jeans and smoked a cigar. One of you boys want to step right up and hit this thing? His voice was rugged. Win something for your sweeties there. Right then, I gulped at knowing what Jasper must have been feeling at hearing that. But did I really want to step up and win something for Jasper? Sure, Truck said. How much? The man sneered. Tell you what, I'm gonna let you take a swing on the house. He handed Truck the sledgehammer. Show me what you got. As the rest of us watched in anticipation, Carnelian wasn't looking so scared now, as she seemed to admire Truck. We all gasped when Truck suddenly brought the hammer straight up, and then swung it like it was really light. The hammer made contact. It seemed like less than a second for the puck to shoot up and slam into the bell up top. Gravity pulled it back down just as quickly. The Popeye-looking guy sneered in admiration. Yeah, I knew you could do it, kid. Go ahead, pick something out for your girlfriend there. Truck looked guilty when he turned around and saw both Carnelian and Daisy May. Deep down, I think he wanted to tell Daisy May to select the prize. And again, I think he truly was afraid to lose her if he told her how he felt. Go ahead, Carney, Truck told her, choosing the greater good. Are you sure? Carnelian asked. When Truck nodded, she went and selected a teddy bear dressed like Santa Claus. How much for playing the game? Truck asked. No charge, the man replied. Just then, this other man wearing a Christmas-colored suit approached us. Who owns this carnival? I asked the man. I do, he answered. Isley Tinker, at your service. Normally, I'd be running my odds and ends shop, but I'm moonlighting, if you will. This carnival's been sitting here all empty and abandoned since 1955. It seemed like such a shame to let it remain that way, so I decided to revitalize it. I'm so happy you kids decided to come and visit here on Christmas Eve. It's nice the carnival is getting some fresh new faces. Isley Tinker. Now where had I heard that name? Then I remembered. Yesterday evening we got together and hung out. Carnelian really wanted to go to Strickfield Town Center Mall so she could see the Winter Wonderland that her cousin Harmony had there each and every holiday season. As soon as we entered the mall, it was as if the place just brightened up fast. We could hear "Oh Christmas Tree" playing over the speakers. Carnelian's eyes brightened up just as much as the lights themselves. Really loving what she was seeing. Harmony spared no expense when it came to decorating her mall for the holidays. The only thing that had brought Carnelian out of her trance was the woo-woo of the train that gave rides to kids smaller and younger than we were. "Easy there, Carney," Daisy May told her. "Don't need you getting run over before Christmas." "Oh, listen to you," Carnelian muttered. We walked around the mall. There were times when Carnelian stopped to admire other animatronic scenes, especially the one where the elves were making toys in Santa's workshop at the North Pole. To be honest, I could probably spend much of this story giving this mall the justice it deserved, but I'll get to the reason why we were there. Later on, we walked down this one wing to see if any other seasonal stores were there. See, at the time, Strickfield Town Center Mall only looked like a revitalization or a grand opening around Halloween until just after the New Year. The rest of the year there were several vacancies. Maybe a select few of them got filled when new stores decided to come in, much like when Bobbletopia had opened a second location there. The only open store we saw was this rarities and curiosities place called Tinker's. Knowing this was the last night the mall was open late for Christmas shopping, we went inside and looked around. It was one of those places where it was possible to make a rare discovery. I went to the counter when I saw there were video game consoles. Not too many people knew, but I actually had an old Sega setup, the original Genesis, the 32X add-on, and even the Sega CD. I knew there were far more powerful platforms available, but I just couldn't ever get over Sega. My older brother handed that down to me when he decided to trade up for a better, newer system. Every now and then, I liked looking for titles to add to my collection. As I was checking out the display, Jasper came up by me. "Oh wow, I can't believe there's actually a store here in Strickfield that sells these old systems. I got the newest Xbox myself. Do you have a console?" "The Genesis," I simply said. "Seriously?" she asked. "I know it's ancient history, but there's nothing wrong with having it," I explained. "Ooh," Jasper uttered when she saw it. There was this snow globe on a stand behind the counter. It looked like a Christmas carnival inside a world of water. So pretty. Jasper couldn't help herself and went behind the counter to look at it. "Jasper!" I whispered fast. Too late. She lifted the snow globe into her hands and gazed into it. Thinking about it, you'd have sworn the globe had this weird glow coming from it. Jasper turned to me. "This is so pretty, Bill." Suddenly, this man, looking to be in his late 40s to early 50s, came out from the back. Seeing Jasper behind the counter with the snow globe in her hands, you would wonder if he was going to scold her for it. "I'm sorry, young lady, but you're not allowed back here," he said mildly. "And I'm afraid that snow globe is not for sale. It's a keepsake that I display only." Jasper handed the snow globe back to the man. "I'm sorry, it's just so beautiful." The rest of the gang met up with us as Jasper was coming back to stand beside me. "What did you do now, Jinx?" Carnelian snapped. The man raised his hand in front of him. "Oh no, it's all right. Now, is there anything I can help you kids find today?" "We're just looking," Daisy May told him. "Not a problem," the man replied. "Isley Tinker, at your service." "You sure you don't want to sell that snow globe?" Jasper beckoned to the man. "No, I'm sorry, but I'm afraid it's very near and dear to me," Tinker explained to her. "Okay," Jasper said, defeated. We looked around the store a little bit longer before we headed back out into the mall. I didn't know what it was, but something about Isley Tinker sat heavily on my mind. Now we were seeing him here at the Christmas Carnival. Did Tinker have the money to be able to restore and reopen the Strickfield Carnival? Just looking at everything, how did he get the entire place up and running, looking like it hadn't been closed in 1955? We would learn that answer, and many others, before long. Looking at Tinker, he appeared more like a ringmaster than he did the owner of a junk shop. Eventually, Tinker stepped aside and motioned for us to pass. "Don't let me keep you from enjoying the Christmas Carnival," he told us. We moved away from the high striker game and walked the midway. Every so often I'd glance over at the others. I was glad to know I wasn't the only one who felt uneasy, especially when Carnelian was clutching her new toy to her, like some kind of security blanket. But Carnelian showed she wasn't altogether scared when she reached out and poked Daisy May with her finger. "Okay, Country Mouse, you've seen your carnival. Now let's get out of here." "Yeah, I second that," Jasper added. Daisy May sneered. "Nah, I'm liking what I'm seeing here." "And you don't think none of this looks off to you?" Truck asked her. Daisy May waved us all off. "Aw, you all are just plain yella. There ain't nothing wrong with this carnival. We ought to be glad there's something like this here." I raised my hand a little. "Now, hold on, Daisy May." I pointed to Carnelian. "Weren't you listening when she told us the story about this place? And don't you remember Halloween night when we were out at Grim Manor?" Carnelian added. "Or was there nothing wrong with that place either?" When Daisy May gave us what seemed to be a skeptical look, Truck stopped all of us. "Hold up. What are you trying to say? You ain't believin' we saw ghosts on Halloween night? Daisy May, the 5 of us were all out there, trapped in Grim Manor." He pointed at her. "You were there." Daisy May raised her finger. "This ain't no haunted house. We's at a carnival. Not the same thing, right?" Carnelian growled, shoved her Santa bear right into Truck's arms, and confronted Daisy May. "Look, I did not read what I did about this place from the website just to prove that I can read. We live in Strickfield. I know for a fact we saw ghosts at Grim Manor on Halloween night, and I'm willing to bet this place didn't just get restored over time. Believe me, there would have been something in the Strickfield Journal about it. All we saw was just that one flyer. And only we saw it. Have you seen how the people here are dressed? We were at that bazaar earlier and everybody there was dressed normally. I'm sorry, but no, I'm not buying this place." I sighed in relief. "Thanks, Carney. I was thinking the same thing. Maybe I'm out of line here, but what's to say we're not in some ghost carnival? Or did we forget that we just saw the shop owner from the mall here?" But Daisy May wasn't listening. "You seeing any ghosts around here?" She sprang away from us and went up to some man wearing what looked like an Amish hat. She leapt up to snatch it off his head. Then she turned around. "I'm holding this thing sure as I'm wearing overalls." "You wicked little," the man started to roar. "Ah, keep your britches on," Daisy May fired back. After she handed the hat back to him, she took off running again. Next, she reached another man and stopped in front of him. "Hey!" Then she put her thumbs up to her ears, stuck out her tongue, and went, When the man went to swat at her, Daisy May swatted him right back. We could clearly see them make contact. The man's arm moved back. As he was about to grab her, she sprinted away and came back to us. "Nope, no ghosts here, Carney," Daisy May told her. Carnelian just looked right at her. "Okay, maybe these people aren't ghosts, but something is definitely off about this place. I'm not backing down from this, country mouse." Daisy May waved her off. "Like I said, you're just plain yella." Carnelian was upset now. "Fine, be that way. You can stay here if you want. I'm leaving, while we still can." Truck put his foot down. "We ain't leaving you here, Daisy May. Now I'm with Carney and Bill on this. Something's wrong with this here carnival. We're getting out of here right now." "So go ahead and go then," Daisy May muttered. "I'll leave when I'm good and ready. I'm gonna have some fun first." "Don't make me pick you up and carry you out of here myself," Truck threatened. "Aw, you ain't gonna have to do that." Daisy May smiled mischievously. "You gotta catch me first." She was away from us before Truck could grab her. Carnelian screamed and ran after her. So much for her being scared. The rest of us went after them. Daisy May led us through more and more of the midway. We ran past a Ferris wheel, a carousel, some bumper cars, and even the Zipper, renamed the Chimney for Christmas. We even ran past several more games and food stands. Eventually, Daisy May led us back to the bumper cars. She sprang up over the barrier and got into an empty car. Carnelian wasn't too far behind. She didn't get into a car, though. In fact, she was moving to get around the other bumper cars, to get at Daisy May. "Hey!" the operator yelled. "What do you kids think you're doing?" "Can't catch me, Carney," Daisy May jeered. "Woohoo!" "Just wait till I get my hands on you," Carnelian yelled. I was about to go over the barrier myself, but Jasper stopped me. When I looked her way, she pointed to the operator, who had come out of his booth to go after Carnelian. Then Truck told Jasper and me, "Go to the entrances. We can block Daisy May and catch her when she comes out." Then I saw the operator was about to get Carnelian, as she was about to get Daisy May. "Look out, Carney!" I yelled. The operator grabbed her. "Get out! Get out!" As Carnelian struggled with the man, Jasper nonchalantly opened the gate and walked into the ride. She easily avoided the cars and approached the two of them. Soon she was standing right next to the man. "Hi, my name's Jasper Jinx. Pleased to meet you." When he went to reach out for her, she grabbed his hand. The man cried out as Jasper pulled the shock buzzer handshake again. I laughed a little at knowing how many times Jasper had pulled that very trick on Carnelian. This time, Jasper did it to help Carnelian get free. Kind of poetic. At the same time, Daisy May got out of her bumper car and leapt over the barrier on the other side to escape. Then the girls made their own way out. "And don't come back!" the operator yelled behind us. "You girls all right?" Truck asked. "Yeah, I'm fine," Carnelian muttered. "That little country mouse got away. She could be anywhere in this carnival by now." Then she tightened her fists, looked up, and roared. As Carnelian breathed to calm down, Jasper took her hand. "It's okay. We're gonna find Daisy May." Carnelian screamed now, realizing it was Jasper holding her hand. "You're not shaking my hand again, Jinx. Get out of here." I wasn't gonna," Jasper said, sounding a little hurt. Carnelian nodded. "Fine, I'm sorry." She held out her hand reluctantly. Jasper pulled Carnelian into her arms and instead gave her a comforting hug. Carnelian's eyes bulged for a moment, at least until Jasper let her go. I imagined getting a hug from Jasper was much better than getting the shock buzzer handshake. "We can't leave here without Daisy May," Carnelian said. "If I come back to the farm without her, I'll never hear the end of it from her parents. I really don't want to tell them that I lost her in some ghost carnival." She sighed. "I don't think they'd even believe me." "Well, this is Strickfield," I reminded her. "You might be surprised." "I still don't want to take the chance," Carnelian emphasized. "I think it's safe to say Daisy May's still here," Truck suggested. "Long as she's having a fun time, she's gonna stay right where she's at. I've been friends with her long enough to know that much about her. Guess all we do is keep searching this carnival until we find her then," Jasper added. "No duh," Carnelian muttered. "The way I see it, we can split up or stick together," I suggested. Carnelian's eyes bulged, and she pointed right at me. "You just close your trap about splitting up." Then she got brave again, and showed she still had some of her evil left from Halloween, as she smiled devilishly. Carnelian laughed a little. "Okay, yeah, Bill. Why don't we just split up? I'll go with Truck, and you can spend more time with your girlfriend here." Yeah, I walked right into that one, and I wasn't even trying to get on Carnelian's bad side. That was when I pulled out my smartphone. I sighed in relief and turned to the others. "We've got a signal here. If one of the group finds Daisy May, then send a text." After we agreed, we split up. I couldn't believe how big this carnival was. Then I noticed it had been lightly snowing since we got here. I noticed fast when I felt Jasper right by me. Her eyes were wide open and sparkling. Of course, she was smiling from ear to ear. I had to admit Jasper was cute when she smiled. I just didn't want her to smile for me. "Where are we going?" Jasper inquired. I sighed. "I guess we can go this way." We walked down a part of the midway. I didn't recall us walking through. "Seriously, how do we let Daisy May Donnerly get us into trouble?" I said out loud. "She does, don't she?" Jasper answered. "Huh?" I uttered. Jasper laughed. "You're so funny, Bill. No wonder I love hanging out with you so much." I gulped when I felt her taking and holding my hand. "Don't worry, I won't let nothing happen to you." I wanted to yell at Jasper and tell her I wasn't her boyfriend and to stop treating me like I was. No, I just couldn't do it. Jasper didn't deserve that. She was crazy, but I just couldn't do it. Several minutes later, we came to some more rides. Jasper squeezed my hand. "Bill! Over there!" I looked to see her pointing at a second carousel. The one we passed earlier had reindeer instead of horses. This one had polar bears. Daisy May was on the back of one of those bears going around and around. There weren't too many people on the ride with her, making it easy to identify her. Jasper wouldn't let go of my hand. Full transparency, I don't think I could get on there." I turned to face her. "It's only a merry-go-round. It's not like it's gonna throw you far out somewhere." "I get dizzy on those things fast," she quickly admitted. "Always have." She pointed to the carousel with her free hand. "And as fast as that one's going, I'll probably be stumbling all over the place, or maybe even fall down and not be able to get back up." I sighed. "Okay, Jasper, you can stay here." I raised my finger on my free hand. "You know what? Why don't you stick close to the merry-go-round and go after Daisy May when she comes out? You just know she's gonna run once she sees me." Jasper pointed to the continuously passing Daisy May. "She's got her eyes face front, if she don't turn and see you coming from behind." I hate to admit it, but that crazy girl was actually onto something. When I saw where I could get on without being seen by both Daisy May and the ride attendant, I told Jasper to stay out of sight until she saw Daisy May making a run for it again. Then I remembered Jasper herself didn't really have any stamina, which meant her trying to chase Daisy May was pointless. Anyway, I moved to my hiding place and waited. As soon as Daisy May passed by, I waited a couple more seconds before making my move. Getting on the carousel was easy enough. I quickly got over the barrier and was on the ride. The operator wasn't really looking at the people riding, more like reading something. I eased my way closer and closer to Daisy May. Her eyes were still facing front. She'd turn her head to the right a little bit to look out. As long as she wouldn't look to her left. I was just a few more steps to Daisy May when she suddenly turned and looked right at me. "Gotcha, Billy," she declared. I growled and made my attempt to grab her. Unfortunately, she was just a microsecond too fast and was off her polar bear. "Fast as fast can be," Daisy May cheered. Now I was chasing that crazy farm girl around the carousel. Eventually, the operator looked up from his console. "Hey!" Daisy May wasn't going to wait for him to try and stop the ride. She sprinted enough to where she could leap off the carousel and land beside the barrier. She easily leapt over it before she turned around with her wicked little smile. "Don't know why you guys don't want me having fun here," Daisy May said. "Still ain't seen no ghosts, Billy." She raised her finger. "But you can keep on trying to catch me. Ta-ta." When she saw Jasper, she quickly took off running again. I made my move and got off the ride. Then I made it over to the barrier myself, just before the operator could grab me. Whew! I resumed chasing Daisy May. It was then when I wished I was friends with Ariel Mirren. Maybe I could have called and convinced her to come to the carnival and help me chase down Daisy May, since I knew, back at school, the debate over which girl was fastest on her feet was still not resolved. How on earth am I going to catch her? I was able to keep my pace, but Daisy May could keep enough distance between us to where I just couldn't run any faster, but I wouldn't have to keep chasing Daisy May around the midway for long. When she saw what looked like a Christmas funhouse, she braked to a halt. She was about to pay for a ticket when I finally reached her. You ain't taking me away from here, Billy, Daisy May snapped. I'm going through this here and you ain't stopping me. Then I suddenly knew something Daisy May did not. I smiled a little. Seriously, you're really going into... I looked at the name of the attraction. Santa's sleigh ride? Something tells me you're going to get ripped off. It's probably all the scary stuff with Santa hats and tinsel attached to them. Then the ticket taker interjected. Shows how much you know, kid. Everything's all new inside 'cause this is the first year we got this ride. Now are you gonna quit yapping and go in, or are you gonna keep wasting my time? Jasper appeared next to me then. The man saw her and sneered. Why don't you take your little girlfriend through? Or are you a cheapskate? Just as Daisy May was digging into the pocket of her bib overalls, two big hands snatched her shoulders. Like I said, I knew something she did not. Oh, no, you don't, Truck, Daisy May growled and tried to run. Oh, no, you don't, Daisy May, Truck returned. I got you again. Now I'm going to keep you 'cause we're getting on out of here. Right now. Daisy May could have bucked and thrashed like she usually did whenever Truck had her, but she suddenly turned around in his hands. She raised her finger and said, Okay, tell you people what. She just saw that Carnelian was there too, but she finished her thought. I want to go through this thing. Just let me go through one time, and I promise we can leave right after. Carnelian was right on her. You're lying, country mouse. I saw your eyelids twitch. I've been living with you long enough to know that about you. Daisy May wasn't backing down. I ain't leaving here till I go through this thing. Carnelian wasn't either. A, we're all surrounding you. B, Truck still got hold of you. That means C, you're definitely leaving. Daisy May yelled, Aw, come on, you yella Hickenbottom. No, Carnelian returned. We are going home before your parents start worrying about why we're not back for dinner. Is there a problem here? A familiar voice called out. We all looked to see that tinker guy standing with the ticket taker. Yeah, we're leaving, Carnelian told him. Why? Tinker asked softly. Aren't you enjoying the Christmas Carnival? Where's the exit? Carnelian demanded, ignoring Tinker's question. He pointed just over Carnelian's shoulder. There's actually one right over there. Let's go, Daisy May, Truck demanded. Aw, foo! Daisy May tried to spin and run, but Truck made sure she wasn't going anywhere fast. In a way, I was kind of wondering if maybe we were being a little too hard on her. Then I remembered how the rest of us felt about that carnival, and knew we had to get out of here, whether Daisy May wanted to go or not. We reached the exit, but... What the... Jasper uttered. Oh, are you serious? Carnelian growled in disbelief. You just knew something was definitely wrong. We could all clearly see the exit. We could look out past the grounds and see the cars parked. We could even see the streetlights off Indian Hollow Road. The only problem was, we couldn't walk through the exit. It was as if an invisible wall was right there. We were all pushing on it. Truck and I were throwing our backs into it. No matter how hard we tried, it was evident we were not going anywhere. Suddenly, Isley Tinker was right there with us. Although I never did say any of you could leave. In fact, the 5 of you might as well have as much fun as you can. Carnelian pointed right at Tinker. Seriously, what is your problem? Why are you doing this? Jasper added. What did we do? Then she looked guilty. We didn't shoplift from your store, right? No, you didn't, Tinker assured us. But now you 5 are the last souls that I need to give my offering to the Dark Mother herself. Dark Mother? Truck asked. What do you mean, Dark Mother? Suddenly, Tinker produced that beautiful snow globe that Jasper had wanted the day before. He uttered some strange words. Then the scenery changed. We were suddenly in what looked like an office. Now I can explain everything much better, Tinker said. He told us that he was much older than he looked. In fact, he had actually been around since the Middle Ages. He was excellent when it came to fixing things. He was a man ahead of his time. He was living in Europe when the Black Death claimed his wife and children. Tinker himself had never caught the plague, but he had been torn up inside at the loss of his family. He kept mostly to himself and wandered the world. Upon realizing that he was getting up in his years, he finally came apart and demanded to the sky an answer to why he himself was spared from the Black Death, only to have to go through life without his family. No one answered him. That fateful day came when Tinker passed a bookshop and saw it on display in the window. He went into the store and took hold of the book. The pages were written in a language he should not have been able to read, but somehow he could understand every word and took it as a sign. Tinker managed to steal the book and began to fervently study it. Tinker read from the book and summoned the Dark Mother herself. The Dark Mother was known by many names. Some of you may know her as Hellweaver. Now, there she was, before Tinker. She made him the offer of giving him back his family in exchange for his very soul. You would think that that would be an offer Tinker simply could not refuse. But he declined. He didn't want to have them back, only to lose them again when they die naturally. Tinker knew that the Dark Mother was a goddess and wanted even greater rewards from her. The Dark Mother admired his eagerness and made him an offer he would gladly accept. All that I require is for you to capture 1,000 souls for me, Isley Tinker, she said. Prove your loyalty by doing this, and you shall know great power and riches. Once I have conquered the multiverse, then your reward shall be even greater. How shall I gain these souls for you, my Dark Mother? Tinker asked. She saw into his dark soul and learned that he had a penchant for fixing things. So she had the perfect idea. I shall make you immortal from this day forward. Use the powers contained within the volume in which you have summoned me. Use your means and your gifts, for they shall be the tools with which you shall obtain the 1,000 souls that I have demanded of you. You have until such time in which to deliver them on to me." From there, a contract was negotiated and signed. Tinker read the Dark Mother's book. Within its pages he found the means with which he could fix things that needed to be repaired. As he fixed the items, he would curse them to make them do something special. In some cases, they could serve whoever had the item, or they might corrupt the soul. Among the items he took in was that very snow globe that Jasper wanted. Now we would understand why Tinker did not want to sell it. Using a spell from the Dark Mother's book, he changed the snow globe into a soul prison. From there, he started collecting the souls of those who had been taken by the cursed items he had sold through the years. Tinker was not in any big hurry, because the deadline wasn't immediate. Getting back to now, with the 5 of you, that makes exactly 1,000 souls, Tinker reminded us. The deadline is at midnight, Christmas Day. I shall personally give this very snow globe to the Mother herself. Then she will give me a place with her as she conquers the entire multiverse. Daisy May was so angry that she howled and rushed at Tinker. She leapt up on his desk and tried to jump at him. To her surprise, and maybe ours, Tinker caught her with almost no effort. He set her down on his desk and gently shoved her away. Truck caught her before she could fall to the floor. When Daisy May was back on her feet, she pointed at Tinker. "You're gonna wish you ain't never met me, you old goat." Tinker rolled his eyes. "Spare me your threats, little girl." Then he looked at his watch before speaking to all of us. "You've only got precious little time before all of your souls will be given to the Dark Mother." He pointed to the door. "You might as well go on out and enjoy the Christmas Carnival." Carnelian scared us half to death when she tightened her fists and belted out a blood-curdling scream that would have made her cousin Ariel proud. Then she roared and tried to rush Tinker as well. Unfortunately, her efforts would be useless, since Tinker disappeared before she could grab him. She hit the side of her head and dazed herself a little, but was able to stop herself from falling by slamming her palms on the desk. When Truck put gentle hands on her shoulders, she spun to face him. "I am not spending the rest of my life in this ghost carnival." She pointed hard at him. "You got that?" Then she tightened her fists again and started heaving. For a brief moment, I thought she was going to scream again, but Truck took hold of her shoulders. "We'll get out of here, Carney, but we all gotta keep our heads on straight." "You don't even know the way out," Carnelian fired back. "And do you even know, Carney?" Daisy May asked, knowing the answer. Carnelian spun out of Truck's hands and walked right up to Daisy May. You'd swear the two of them were ready to fight again, just like on Halloween. "We wouldn't be in this mess if it wasn't for you, country mouse," Carnelian accused. Daisy May tightened her fists. "What you gonna do about it, you yella Hickenbottom?" I quickly got in between them. This ain't happening. Break it up. I could tell Carnelian was itching to call me a greaser, like she did back in the fall. Since I came from the biker community and many of them were mechanics, people like to call us greasers. I was a bit of a mechanic myself, so I owned it. Carnelian softened up. She really had changed for the better since Halloween night. She looked past me to Daisy May. This is still your fault. Before Daisy May could lash out, I turned to face her. Carney's right. We tried to tell you not to come here, but you always gotta have your way. You always gotta get us in trouble, Jasper muttered. We'll be lucky to survive Christmas Eve. Daisy May looked at Truck for support. Even though he had feelings for her, he spoke his mind. They're all right. You're as stubborn as your ma. Daisy May looked down. I just wanted to see this place. I didn't mean to hurt nobody none. She looked up sadly. You think I knew some crazy old badger was going to keep us here and take our souls? She raised her finger. Ain't none of you pinning that on me. Carnelian calmed down now. I don't want to fight you again, country mouse. You're right, you didn't trap us here on purpose. But if we don't get out of here, we can plan on spending the rest of our lives, I don't know. Then she got scared again and growled. I don't want us to die in here. She hugged herself. Daisy May's mom had said we were in for a treat tomorrow at the dinner table. She dropped her arms and declared, I want that Christmas dinner tomorrow. Okay, so how we getting out of here? Truck asked. How did we even get in here in the first place? Jasper wondered. Carnelian looked like she was going to give Jasper a hard time again. She thought better of it and sighed. Jinx is right. I know the rest of us followed Daisy May in here. Getting in here was easy as devouring one of Ma's pies, Daisy May said. Truck raised his finger. Hey, I was the one who got that flyer for this place. You think maybe that's how we got in here? I mean, no one else got it, right? We don't know that for sure, big guy, I replied. Even if we could find it. Truck dug into his pocket. I got it right here. Daisy May snatched it. Give me that thing. She dug into one of her pocketbooks and took out a lighter. What do you need a lighter for? Carnelian asked. You smoking your dad's cigars up in the barn or something? Aw, listen to you, you feeble-minded shikepoke. Daisy May fired back. I use this thing to light up the wood-burning stove upstairs in the barn at night. Carnelian backed off and uttered, Oh. Daisy May flicked open the top and then flicked the wheel to get a flame. She held it to the paper and watched it burn, dropping it shortly after. We watched as the paper burned to nothing. Guess we go see now, Daisy May said. We left the office and went to another entrance. Just like the one we were at, we couldn't go past it. The same invisible barrier kept us inside. So much for that, Truck muttered. Now what? Suddenly Jasper brightened up. I got it! Why don't we find what's keeping us all in here and shut it off? Again, Carnelian looked like she was going to give Jasper a hard time, and again she conceded. Jinx is right. She growled a little. I hate saying you're right, especially when you're flipping crazy. Jasper smiled from ear to ear and laughed. I was ready to laugh when she turned right to me. Oh, I am crazy about you, Bill. She was ready to peck me on the cheek when I held up my hands. Tell you what, if we get out of here, it's a date, Jasper cried excitedly. Now part of me was kind of hoping we wouldn't get out of the Christmas Carnival. Just seeing Jasper's toothy smile made me wonder if she really was crazy. I realized I had to get us out, and figured Jasper Jinx was the least of two evils. Daisy May had been thinking again. She's definitely as smart as her other two cousins. Like Jinx said, we gotta find the source and shut her down. Way I'm seeing it, we gotta find that rotten badger 'cause he's gotta have the key, right? We were all in agreement. We put our heads together to determine where we could find Tinker. Then Jasper brightened up and walked away from us. Jinx? Carnelian uttered. We followed Jasper back onto the midway. Then she pointed to the big tent. Tinker's the man in charge here, right? Then that means he's the ringmaster. I mean, you'd think so. We were all in agreement and made our way to the big tent. Sure enough, it was a Christmas circus. There were elephants dressed in seasonal garnish, even a few lions and tigers. But we immediately saw Tinker at the very center. When he spoke, he must have had a microphone on. Thank you all for being here on this fine Christmas Eve night. This will be the final show you'll all be here to see, because very soon you're all going to see the greatest spectacle that will never be seen in any other attraction. A big pause. The coming of the Dark Mother herself. Jasper's eyes suddenly glowed. Such a pretty snow globe he's holding. Carnelian snapped her fingers. Yeah, we saw him using it in the office. That's gotta be our ticket out of here. We ain't got much time, Daisy May reminded us. It'll be midnight soon. Well, we sure need a plan right about now, Truck muttered. I think I got one, Daisy May said. I got us into this, and I'm gonna get us out. We huddled together as Daisy May explained her plan. That's crazy, Jasper blurted out. Then she returned to Carnelian. And you say I'm the crazy one. Nobody objected to Daisy May's plan, not when it was the only one we had. Also, time was not on our side. Daisy May left the group and went underneath some nearby bleachers. Soon she was climbing up like a ladder. When she reached the top, she untied one of the ropes that was there to support the tent. We weren't paying attention to what Tinker was saying, since we were keeping our eyes on Daisy May. When she was ready, she called out, "And away we go!" All eyes went right to Daisy May Donnerly as she leapt off and swung towards Tinker. We quickly ran her way. Tinker pointed right up at her. You little upstart! He tried to grab Daisy May when she was almost to him. Missed me, she jeered. When Tinker turned around to try and catch her on the return, Jasper surprised everyone, even Tinker himself, by suddenly snatching that snow globe right out of his hand. I said I want this, old man, she snapped. No, Tinker shrieked. Return that snow globe this instant! You meddling kids don't understand. The Dark Mother will be here soon. Doom will come to us all if she doesn't receive that snow globe at exactly midnight. Give that back now! Since Jasper wasn't a fast runner and didn't have the best endurance, Tinker caught her. He turned her around and slapped her hard across her face. She shrieked and dropped the snow globe. Tinker shoved her aside and moved to pick it up. What the? No! Put me down immediately! Tinker cried when he found himself hoisted up and being carried around, on Truck Tucker's shoulders. "You ought to be ashamed of yourself, Mr. Tinker, slapping Jasper like that," Truck admonished him. "Ain't no way to treat a lady. Don't care what she's done. No, sir." We learned Truck liked to watch professional wrestling because he started spinning around and around real fast with Tinker still on his shoulders. The move was called the airplane spin. Tinker shrieked and complained as the rest of us ran off with the snow globe. We knew Truck would join us when he could. When we got to a safe distance, Jasper had the globe in her hands. I hoped she wouldn't take it the wrong way when I checked her face. "You okay?" I asked. She smiled from ear to ear again. "You really do care, Bill." And I'd shrieked to myself again as she pecked me on the cheek. I pointed right at her. "Focus, Jasper." Carnelian pointed right at her. "Shatter that thing, now!" "Okay already," she groaned. But it's so beautiful." "Jasper!" we all called out together. She groaned again and screamed as she raised the snow globe and threw it at a concrete wall with everything she had. The Christmas item hit hard and just bounced right to the ground, back to us. I picked it up to see. It ain't even scratched. Knowing I was stronger than Jasper, I repeated her action. Again, the snow globe came right to me. Again, it wasn't damaged in any way. "Seriously?" Carnelian groaned. Then she saw something. "Give me that." She snatched the snow globe and went to the high striker. We thought the attendant would fight us on this, but when he saw the snow globe, he immediately handed over the sledgehammer. "Break it! Free us!" he beckoned. Carnelian put the snow globe down on the lever. She seemed to struggle a little bit, but she was mad enough to where she raised the hammer over her head. She screamed with that anger and hit the snow globe hard. The globe just panged away. I quickly ran after it. I almost had it in my hand when I got swatted away. "No, no, boy, that does not belong to you." Tinker had found us. He was about to reclaim the snow globe when Jasper suddenly appeared. She opened her hand and blew some powder right in his face. Immediately, Tinker started sneezing up a storm. "That'll teach you to hit me," she jeered. "Never mess with a jinx." She snatched the snow globe back and handed it to Carnelian. "It's still not broken," she yelled. "What do we have to do to get out of here?" "Let's move," I told the girls. We ran off. I was worried about Truck and Daisy May since they had not joined us yet. Tinker mentioned midnight. I looked at my phone and saw it was getting close. In fact, the winds started to pick up. "Give me that snow globe!" Tinker yelled, finally shaking off the effects of Jasper's sneezing powder. "The Dark Mother is almost here!" "Now, Truck!" We heard Daisy May call out. We didn't know what was going on until we heard Tinker utter, "Oof!" We stopped and saw that Truck had thrown Daisy May all the way to Tinker. She landed on him and took him to the ground. She got back to her feet quickly. When Tinker was back to his and ready to grab her, she scurried away. Fast as fast can be. "I will have that snow globe," he growled. We turned and ran again, but you just knew Tinker had a trump card up his sleeve. Remember all those circus animals that were in the big tent? Tinker was using them to try and get us. The elephants were slow moving, but the lions and tigers moved like Daisy May's little dog, Old MacDonald. "I can't run no more," Jasper groaned. I'm a goner. Jasper shrieked when Truck lifted her onto his shoulders. Keep moving, Carnelian yelled. I ain't liking the look of that sky none, Truck said. The sky was in shades of black and red, and the winds were getting worse. The Dark Mother is nearly here, Tinker called out. Give me that globe, or you'll doom us all. Tinker suddenly ripped Jasper from Truck's shoulders and threw her to the ground to get the globe from her. Ah, Daisy May squeaked, sliding into home plate and snatching the snow globe. Tinker turned to chase her down, making the mistake of taking his eyes off of Jasper. She was back on her feet again. Hey, you old fart! Merry Christmas! Jasper surprised him by shoving a full, unwrapped stick of gum in his mouth. Tinker impulsively chewed on it and quickly started fanning his mouth. Ghost pepper gum, Jasper revealed. Let's go. We tried to flee again, but the elephants were blocking our attempts to get out. Even Daisy May wasn't small and thin enough to be able to slip by them. Before we knew it, we were completely surrounded when the lions and tigers closed in. Tinker was still fanning his mouth from the trick gum when he entered the circle. No more running away, and no more games. He held out his hand. Give me that snow globe. The Dark Mother is here. Now! Was it vanity? Who knows? Once again, Jasper took the snow globe. I said I want it! That was when I noticed. It glowed brighter when she held it. Carnelian and I must have been thinking alike because she told Jasper, Use the snow globe, Jinx. Get us out of here. Jasper was so entranced by the globe that Daisy May had to slap her hard on the arm. Come on, Jinx. Get your head back in the game. We're in big trouble here. But none of us had any further time for speculation when we saw her entering the circle. This was undoubtedly the Dark Mother. She had metallic, razor-like wings, horns on her head, claw-like hands. You just knew she was a powerful demon of some kind. But at the same time, she was a very beautiful woman. I don't know if this demon was some kind of gargoyle or something. I didn't know about the others, but I had a feeling deep down we really were goners. I knew I remembered Tinker saying something about the Dark Mother wanting to conquer the multiverse, and that she was a goddess. The Dark Mother looked over all of us now. Then she saw the snow globe, with her 1,000 souls inside, clutched in Jasper's hands. She turned to face Tinker. You have failed me, she told him. Our bargain was for you to personally deliver 1,000 souls to me on this very night, at this very moment. But I have your souls, Dark Mother, Tinker protested. You just have to take the snow globe. Dark Mother raised her nose. The terms of our contract were quite specific. It is the appointed hour, and this mortal girl has taken possession of both your vessel and the 1,000 souls it contains. The souls are no use to me any longer. You have failed your end of the bargain, Isley Tinker, and I am most displeased. Tinker tightened his fists. No! The souls are right there for you to claim. Just take them. The Dark Mother grabbed him with one hand and raised him off the ground. Rules are in place for a reason. The contract that we agreed upon had explicit terms. Did you not bother to read our contract before you signed it? You were to give the snow globe containing the 1,000 souls to me, yourself. This mortal girl is not a part of our arrangement. The souls are of no use to me now. You see, you were to use the power I had given you to give them to me at your midnight hour on the dawn of Christmas. You have failed me, and I shall not tolerate this failure. You and I shall have a most serious talk. Await me in my domain of perdition." Tinker cried out as the Dark Mother opened a portal and shoved him through it. Once it was closed, she turned to us. I think this was the first time all of us were too scared to run. Well, maybe not Jasper, since she still coveted that snow globe and wouldn't hand it over. She shook her head. "No, these souls are lives. You can't just take them. It ain't fair." The Dark Mother looked down on her now. "You intrigue me, Jasper Jinx. Even though you understand your end would be well at hand, you would still defend those 1,000 souls. Do you know that 5 of them belong to you and your friends?" Jasper shook her head. "I won't give them to you. You'll have to take them from me." The Dark Mother smiled. "Were you not paying attention? Those souls are of no use to me now. Tinker failed to give them to me himself. He allowed a group of children to take those souls he worked so hard to claim. The terms of our contract were quite explicit. Tinker failed to honor his end. Even though he did not intend for you to have his conduit for housing the 1,000 souls, he still failed me. But the fact that a child would selfishly stand between me and those 1,000 souls is worthy of both my respect and admiration. As it is now Christmas, I shall grant upon you a gift." The Dark Mother suddenly snatched the snow globe from Jasper's hands. We all looked scared as this evil goddess now held it. She took one of her long fingernails and easily cut through the glass. Bright energies emitted from the cracks. Soon the glass itself shattered. More bright energies shot up into the demonic sky. In minutes, the remains of the snow globe were normal again. Because those souls were of no use to me, it is only right that I release them. They may resume their lives for now. In the meantime, the 5 of you shall be allowed to resume your own. And, with the wave of her hand, she restored the snow globe to the way it was. Then she returned it to Jasper. "Since you covet this so greatly, I see no reason why you should not be allowed to keep it. Do what you will with it. It is no longer enchanted. I shall take my leave of you now to deal with Isley Tinker. As for this pathetic event, it is now closed. When the Dark Mother waved her hand over us, this bright light was the end of our Christmas Eve adventure. Christmas morning. I found myself sitting at the Donnerly table. Actually, all 5 of us were there. We were about to enjoy the most wonderful Christmas dinner, courtesy of Rose Donnerly. Looking at the spread, if you were there and didn't get full from it, that was your fault entirely. During the dinner, we talked and enjoyed each other's company. At times, we 5 looked at each other and knew we'd be talking about other things later on. But one thing that was funny was old MacDonald kept barking and scratching at my jeans leg. "You get away from Billy, you darn mutt," Daisy May told him. "You got your own food, now get." Old MacDonald barked at Daisy May and walked away, but he kept coming back and wanting me to feed him. I suppose I did slip him a few scraps. I always had a soft spot for little dogs like him. It wouldn't be until the late afternoon when we'd finally be able to talk about what had happened. "What do we all remember?" Daisy May asked when we were all upstairs in her room. Carnelian gulped. "I remember that monster coming here at the end of Christmas Eve. I mean, I know we were all at that ghost carnival too. We really did go there, right? I still can't stop thinking about the Dark Mother." "Be kind. She let us live," Jasper said. "Sure did," Truck agreed. "If I didn't know any better, I would think we repeated Christmas Eve again. I remember us going to that bazaar at Gunter Square together, same as before." Then he had a thought. "You don't suppose we're still in the snow globe in some way, do you?" I shook my head. Not if we're all here together like this, and definitely not after that wonderful meal we just had at Daisy May's table. Daisy May looked sad. "I'm thinking I owe all of you an apology for what happened to us. I know the rest of you had concerns about that carnival, but I couldn't help it. I just wanted to see it. Strickfield's got all these stories and legends. I can't help being curious and want to see if they're all true." She sighed. "I never imagined we'd meet someone like the Dark Mother. There ain't even nothing on her on the university's website." Carnelian sighed herself and put a gentle hand on her shoulder. "You're right. We should be mad at you. All of us. I know I keep thinking that if we didn't go to that carnival, Tinker still would have gotten his last 5 souls anyways. I can only imagine what would happen if Tinker did fulfill his contract." She nodded Jasper's way. "We interfered with his plans, but Jinx there saved all of our souls. And Christmas." "And you're still keeping that snow globe?" I asked Jasper. "I can't help it," she replied shyly. "I know it's a bad thing, but it's still so pretty." She shook it and let the snow inside fall. "I love it. I just hope the Dark Mother really disenchanted it," Carnelian said. "Anyway, country mouse, there's nothing to forgive here. Not when 1,000 souls got to return to this mortal plane and have Christmas. At least, I'd like to hope they all got to have Christmas. We're good." And we all know you're gonna get us in trouble again anyways, Truck added. Daisy May got that wicked gleam again. We're still kids, right? Ain't we supposed to get in trouble? Not like last night, Carnelian snapped, then looked scared. And not like what happened during our second go at Christmas Eve. When it comes to that story, that took place between Daisy May and Carnelian. I'll have to tell you that one at a later time. Let's just say they found out what happens when you break certain traditions that should never be broken. The 5 of us eventually parted ways so we could spend the rest of Christmas with our families. Carnelian would remain at the Donnerly house. One thing I can promise you, though, we did indeed save a lot of souls on that Christmas Eve. I was glad to be able to tell the tale to all of you. As a matter of fact, I'll be back in the future to tell you more stories about my second family that I grew up with. That means Daisy May Donnerly would get us into a lot more trouble, and there were many, many more adventures. Until my next memoir, take it easy and have a very Merry Christmas. Well, my spookies, what a lovely little ride that was. Next time you see a Christmas carnival pop up where there shouldn't be one, maybe don't grab the cotton candy quite so fast. But the holiday horrors are not clocking out yet. Tomorrow we crack open another Christmas horror compilation from the Weekly Spooky Vault. Hours of Yuletide chills dug up just for you, like a big blood-red bow on your December binge. And on Monday, Terrifying and True is heading into the frozen Alps as we learn all about Frau Perchta and the Perchtin. She's the Christmas witch who inspects your home, judges your chores, and is very particular about what's in your belly on the 12th night of Christmas. So make sure you're subscribed, my spookies, and if you love what we're doing here, you can support us very directly by heading to weeklyspooky.com/join and teaming up with 90 other spookies for as little as $1 a month. You'll get 2 bonus episodes every single month. And speaking of, I want to say an extra special thank you to our Patreon podcast boosters, folks who pay a little bit more to hear their names at the end of the show. And they are Johnny Nix, Kate and Lulu, Jessica Fuller, Mike Eschewey, Jenny Green, Amber Hansford, Karen Wiemet, Jack Kerr, and Craig Cohen. If you head to weeklyspooky.com/join right now and sign up at the $15 a month or higher tier, you'll hear your name at the end of every episode of Weekly Spooky from then on, and I'll consider it a personal Christmas present. But now it's time for me to get back to work. There's so much to do and so many scary stories and strange happenings to share with all of you. So for myself, for my executive producers Rob Fields and Bobbletopia.com, my producer Dan Wilder, and of course my creepy composer Ray Mattis, I'll be talking at you tomorrow.
Thank you for listening. Make sure to find your way back next week. But for now, you are safe. Trust me.